they have equation, and equation is this module, we're talking module 1, 3. So this is square root of 13 minus x equals to x minus 1. And you have to solve this equation. Irrational equation, put to the second power. You have 13 minus x, apply formula for square of difference of two terms. Square of the first term minus 2x and plus 1. So far so good? You know this, we did it lots of time. Plus x minus 13. We normalize this equation. Then we have left part 0 equals to x squared minus x and minus 12. After that, factorize. Any questions so far? X minus 4 times x plus 3 equals to 0. Прославие theorem equals to this product, and the sum equals to this coefficient. X equals to 4 or x equals to negative 3. But rule of thumb, when you have a rational equation, we have one bottleneck here, extraneous solution. So you have to check if they work or not. How to check? If this original equation is 13 minus x equals to square root x minus 1, and if you plug in this negative 3 over there, you have negative 3 minus 1, which is negative 4. Square root is never negative. If you have a graph of square root, it goes like this. It's never negative. So this is negative 4 is extraneous solution. Does not work. Why? This x negative 4 for this equation, not that equation, original. Okay? So far, so good, students. Okay, if you don't have any questions, let's move to next one. Always check irrational equation for extraneous solution. We did it many times with you. Okay. And next is number. Again, if you don't ask me, I assume you don't have questions. Good idea to check everything, but irrational must. Rule of thumb. Many students ask number 13. 13. What we have in number 13? Where is this number 13? You have a range of function f of x. What is range? If domain you apply for x, range you apply for y, right? In our function, I save time if we write this. Our function f of x equals to what? X squared plus 4. And this said range. And the range from 13 to what, the second one, to 29. because what is it? This is my y, right? And keep in mind, they said also that positive numbers, positive numbers. So -4, -4, -4. 9 less or equals to x squared less or equals to 25. Square root of all sides. Okay. And you get, I will not use plus minus because it's positive. Less or equals to 5. See? And if you look on multiple choice, this is A isn't Alyssa. Do you have any questions, students? No questions, right? This was number 13. Okay. Next is number 14. In 14, we have, let me write it down, y minus, this is 14, minus 2x less or equals to -3. And 3y minus x greater or equals to -4. Did I write correctly everything? 3y minus x greater than -4. Y minus 2x less equals to -3. Well, unscramble this in format y equals to mx plus b plus 2x and plus 2x. We got y, cancel out. Yeah, less or equals to x minus 3. Unscramble this one, plus x and plus x. We got 3y greater equal to x minus 4. But then you have a number line. Cartesian, you have Cartesian coordinates. So this is y-intercept equals to -3. Okay. When x will equal, let's say 2, 4 minus 3 is 1. And this is 1. 2, 1. Okay. This is one line. I will make this line. I use my ruler and connect these two lines to 2 points. Since less or equal, this is solid line. Now, if we divide by 3 both parts, so y-intercept -4/3, it's kind of like this, -4/3, 1 point. Okay. And when x equals to, let's say, 6, x equals to 6, I choose convenient numbers here. it would be 6 over 3 minus 4 over 3, which is 2 minus 1 and 1 over 3. It would be 2 over 3. So when x equals to 6, y equals to 2 over 3, less than 1. I have the second point. So I connect these 2 points, different color. Let's say green one. This is typical question for many tests. And now, here we have greater equal. What is greater equal? You have to, this line, split plane by 2 semiplanes. Greater or equal this, including this line and above. And make this, shade this semiplane above of this line. And less than equals to x minus 3 is below this line. Better to make it perpendiculars. And if you have solution set, now read the question. Okay. Which quadrant contains the solution for both lines? Okay. You see we have, this is the first quadrant, the second, the third, and this fourth. First of all, we have intersection of this quadrant, and we have intersection in the fourth quadrant. If you look at this multiple choice, see this is first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. The answer would be 1 and 4. Easy, just build 2 lines, you know how to build. If above, shade above, below, shade below. Any questions, students? No questions. Well, 8 students asked this question. It's not difficult. Again, who understand up to this point? 100% students, raise hand. I always do that this, right? I check. When I ask you who, you must raise hand. You hear. Theodore, Jasmine, Daniel K. Okay, Zachary. Zachary, you're not with me? Wanna get rid of? Okay, hands down. Who does not? Ask me a question if you don't understand before I raise. Again, one more time. Build these 2 lines, shade it, and find intersection of these shading areas. Keep in mind, I'll check. If I ask you who, raising hand must. Okay. You soon ask about 15. 15. What we have 15? Equation or equivalent. 2 over 5 plus y plus I. Okay. So how to solve? Multiply by conjugate. 5 minus I. 5 minus I. Everyone knows how to multiply this, right? So when you multiply distributive, it would be 10 minus 2i And formula for difference of squares, product of 2 equals 25 minus I squared. But I squared equals to -1. And you have 10 minus 2i minus is plus over 26. You can simplify everything by 2. Okay, which format they provided here? Which format? So if I divide everything by 2, it's 2 times 5 minus I divided by 26 and by 2. This will be the answer. So without thinking, when you have complex numbers, which very important in your life, just multiply by conjugate. Who understand up to this point? 5 people asked this question. You forget complex numbers, students? Who does not understand? Everybody understands. If you go in engineering, complex number used everywhere. You can't create a cell phone without complex numbers, because all these active and passive resistors based on this complex numbers equation. Everywhere. Nice student asked what number it was. 16. Let me find this 16 number. So number 16. Let me find. I already close it. 16, right? What is given in 16? You have h of 1 equals to -2/3. And given that h of x, not x plus 1, equals to 3h of x plus 4/3. Find h of 3. Question for you, student. How you name this function? Who can tell me? Raise hand. How we name this example? Anybody? How we name this kind of exercise? Let me put this way. How we name this function? It has special name. Very important. Dmitry, you raising hand. How you name this function? Oh, it's just occasional. We name it recursive function. Recursive. We use it a lot in computer programming, this function. And this function, like you build pretend staircase. To build the next step, you have to build preliminary previous step. It goes like this, recursive. I will show how I will go in details to show this. For instance, how to find, I have h of 1. I don't know, schematical, I have this one, the first step. I want to build the second, right? H of 2. What is h of 2? It's the same like h of 1 plus 1, because this is h of 2. And how it works? And x equals to 1. You see this? If I deliberately line up, it's equal to 3 h of 1 x plus 4/3. But h of 1, I already know this. I grab this and plug in over there, straight over there. What I have? 3 times negative 2 over 3 plus 4 over 3. I write this a little bit more. 3 cancel out. Negative 6 plus 4. Okay. I cancel. It's negative 2 plus 4, which is 2 over 3. What is 2 over 3? 2 over 3 is my h of 2. But my goal to find h of 3. Let's do another. I raise it. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. What is h of 3? H of 3 is the same like h of 2 plus 1. I line up again. A to the 3, h of 2 plus 4 over 3. But h of 2 I already found. This one, this guy. Okay, it's equal to 3 times 2 over 3 plus 4 over 3. 3 cancel out. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 over 3 is 2. And I found that h of 3 equals to 2. So recursive function in computer science, this function which calls itself. Okay, unless you fulfill when you finish, when you get this answer, stop. But based on this idea, you can find h of 4, everything for this. To understand this idea of recursive, you can Google for yourself, recursive functions. I have seen many times in SAT, they don't say about this, but this is behind the scene recursive, pure recursive function. To understand this, student, you know my rules. Daniel's boss, nice. Daniel, Kim, Daniel Krichker. Okay, 2 seconds. Good. For me, 2 things. I have to know how you understand feedback. If you don't understand, explain. And second, Thomas Alva Edison method. If you not answer during 2 seconds, you're not listening. Okay, not good. Good, good, good. Few more from this package. Few more questions from this package. We almost finished most recursive questions. What is it? Let me find another one. What is it? It was 16, right? Okay, very fast, 318. What we have, y equals to 11x plus 3x squared, and y equals to 11x squared minus 3x. X is greater than 0. And you have to find x. Well, since left part equals to each other, right part equals to each. So transitive property, 11x squared minus 3x. This guy is equal, and this equal. Equals to 11x plus 3x squared. Order is not important here. So minus 3x squared minus 3x squared minus 11x, normalize this, minus 11x. You'll have 8x squared minus 8x equals to 0. Okay, let me see this one. We're talking about number 18, right? This is minus, if I subtract this, right? Minus 14x. Well, x times 8x minus 14 equals to 0. Since x is greater than 0, x not equals to 0. And we have 8x minus 14 equals to 0, plus 14 plus 14. You have 8x cancel out equals to 14. Divide by 8 both parts. After simplification, you get 7/4. Simple quadratic equation. Okay, if you have any question, ask me. This number. Next is, we have question. Many soon ask number 20. Number 20. Module 120. Sometimes I use wrong numeration, number 120. When the polynomial, and you have polynomial x to the fourth minus 3x cubed minus 7x squared plus 7x plus 2 is divided by x plus 2 x plus 2. And we have equation x squared. What is it? I believe x cubed, right? Plus bx squared plus cx plus 1. This is my quotient. And they ask you absolute value of b plus c. They said everything here. Make long division. So first of all, x cubed. X cubed times x, x to the fourth. X cubed times 2 plus 2. It was 3x, so what is it? I want to be sure. This was 3x cubed. I want to check that I wrote everything correctly. Yes, now it's correct. Okay, plus 2x cubed. Like you do long division. Cancel out this one. Negative 3x cubed minus 2x cubed. It would be negative 5x cubed. And bring down negative 7x squared. So far, so good. Well, minus 5x squared. Negative 5x squared times x, it would be negative 5x cubed. Times 2, it would be negative 10x to the second. Subtract. Cancel out. Negative 7 minus negative 10. It's the same like plus 10. it would be 3x to the second and plus 7x. So 3x squared multiplied by 3x. 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times 2 plus 6x minus. Cancel out, it would be 1x plus 2 plus 1. 1 times x plus 2, x plus 2. Subtract, this is 0. Let me save space and time. I will use this one. This is my target, remember? So since this is quotient and this is the same quotient, they represent in parametrical form. I will line up this. X cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x and plus 1. If I take different color from here, since they equal, their coefficient is the same. B equals to -5 and C equals to 3. And they ask you to find what? Already raised it. They ask you to find absolute value of B plus C. Yes? Which is absolute value of -5 plus 3, absolute value of -2, which is 2. Okay, you can use synthetic division if you'd like. We study with you, remember, up to you. Who understand up to this point? 100%, hands up. Who has questions? Excellent, no questions, good. Again, don't be shy. The same question you can find in any. Really many students ask 21. What we have in 21? Let me find this 21. 21. Okay. Maybe I can close it. '21 and '22. Well, who would like? Evelyn, would you like to read 21, please? It's text problem.
At 1 p.m., a car leaves St. Louis for Chicago, traveling at a constant speed of 65 miles per hour. At 2 p.m., a truck leaves Chicago for St. Louis, traveling at a constant speed of 55 miles per hour. If it is a 305-mile drive between St. Louis and Chicago, at what time does the car and the truck pass each other?
Thank you. So this is typical motion problem. Nice reading, Evelyn. So this is module 1, 23. When you have motion problem, always make a picture. What we know with at 1 p.m. and this, let's say, point A, and car moving 65 mph. And 2 p.m. right back is 55 mph. This is truck. And this is car. And rate of this truck is a little bit smaller, 55 mph. What else do we know? Okay. And you know there are 3 or 5 miles. Picture helps you to avoid all insignificant details here. Okay. Question is, they pass each other. Let's say they pass each other here. And point, this is B, and this is point C. After making this picture, create a matrix or table. We have a car, and we have a truck. Two objects. And property rate, mph, time, hours, distance in miles. This is step number 2. Next, incorporate this table or matrix with data. This 65 and 55 respectively. They started not in the same time, they said in 2 p.m. So if, let's say, time for traveling this one, x, and 2 p.m. is 1 later than 1 p.m. So he drive 1 hour less because he started later. And for first grade, you know, distance equals to rate times time. This would be 65x. And this would be 55 times x minus 1. What is 65x actually? If I illustrate here, this is 65x, this distance. What is 55x minus 1? This is 55 times x minus 1. If in this picture using addition postulate, you easily see this segment plus this segment, you get this segment. So if you add them up, you will get 3 or 5 miles. And you can write down 65x plus 55 times x minus 1 equals to 305. I'm not going to solve unless you need this. Open parentheses, linear equation, fifth grade, and find x from here. Who need help to solve this linear equation? Let me explain something more meaningful. You have many questions. Again, what are you supposed to do? Distribute it. Like terms, find x. Okay, this actually we finished with most frequent question of module number 1. Let's go to module number 2. 2E. 2E. We have most questions here. 2E. Okay. Two E5. Many students ask. What we know? Y equals to 3. X over Y prime integer greater than 2. I just write what is given. With the following must be prime. Must. Must is very strong modal verb in English. Must be prime. And what we have in multiple choice? From enumeration 1, x equals to y. From enumeration 2, y equals to 1. From enumeration 3, x, y, prime integers. Okay. If x equals to y, let's analyze one by one. For instance, 3x and x equals to y over x equals to 3. Now look at this. Only here is given y is not equal to 3. Very small digits. So in this case, x equals, this would be 3 value of this, which has no sense. Because y never equal to 3. It's never equal to 3. Does not work. Next, if y equals to 1, 3x over 1 equals to 3x. And they ask, is it possible it's prime? Must be prime. Student, there is no information about x and y. Even we don't know if x and y is integer. What if it's fraction? 2 over 9. Does not work. Or let's say this is integer, 7. 3 times 7, 21. Not prime. Does not work. Must and has to is 100% of certainty. If you find one exception, this is garbage. Does not work. X and y prime. 3x over y, they prime. For instance, 3 times 2 over 7. Is x prime? Yes. Is y prime? Yes. Is it integer? It's not a prime. It's even not integer at all. Does not work. So if you look at multiple choice, our multiple choice is none of the above. None of the above. Any questions? Just analyze step by step. I remember many years ago I got this question for I taught a group for GRE test, and exactly the same question they had. I remember. It was like 15 years ago, maybe. Okay, this is 5. Now, many students ask number. Next number is number 9. What is number 9? Here it is. In number 9, they give a table. Let me schematically do this. So this is module 2E, 9. And you have a table. The first measurement and the second one. And we have some data. How many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. W, X, Y, and Z. Check if I wrote correctly. 0.2. This is 6. 0.5. This I believe 10. 0.6. 3. 1. And 30. Now multiple choice. A. What is it? In A we have A, X and Y. No, it's not X. W is proportional to Y directly. B, W inversely proportional to Z. I just write multiple choice short. C, X inversely proportional to what? To Y. And D, X inversely proportional to what? To Z. Did I write correctly everything? Inversely. Okay, let me check again. Okay. So what is proportional? It means if you divide W to Y, so W is supposed to, generally speaking, carry Y. And proportionality, you know this relationship, right? Go from origin. Or you divide W to Y, you're supposed to get the answer. For instance, W over Y equals 0.2 over 0.5 or 0.6 over 1. Okay. If you multiply numerator and denominator by 2, I get 0.4 over 1, not equal to 0.6 over 1. For proportion, all this ratio must be the same. Does not work. Garbage. Any question about this? What about inversely? In inverse proportional, in inverse, product of two terms supposed to be constant. For instance, W, if I multiply both parts by Z, I get W times Z equals to 1. But generally speaking, W times Z must be constant, the same. So is 0.2 times 10, is it equal to 0.6 times 30? This is 18, and this is 2. 2 not equals to 18, garbage. X and inversely proportional to Y is 6 times 0.5 equals 3 times 1. Yeah, this is 3, and this is 3. Beautiful. This would be the answer. Again, students, if you remember, we studied for Mark Twain prep, 5th grade, after that for STI. Inversely proportional product always the same. Proportional ratio always the same. To understand it's 100%, 100. Just multiply to know. In addition, calculator is allowed. Who does not understand? Ask me questions. Okay, good. Many students ask number 11. Okay, who would like to read number 11? Hands up, very fast. Number 11. Oleg, please.
Of the 126 students who applied for a full scholarship to Kent College, 9 were successful. What is the ratio of students receiving a scholarship to those who are not?
Thank you. Number 11. What we know? We know total. Total how many? 126. Given. This is given. And what else? 9 successful. And they ask you what? What the ratio of students of successful to these who are not successful? Not successful. Students, all these questions based starting for 5th grade. Not to make mistake, always write your target. Your target. After you never make mistake in this. Now look at this. Successful is 9. Since there are 126, you subtract number of successful, you will get number of not successful. That's it. Just subtract, find ratio. So rule of thumb, write this target. Who understand up to this 100% up to this point? Students, hands up. I've seen not everybody listening. Okay, what about Daniel Krichker, Jasmine, Mubina, Theodore? Theodore? Okay, good. We see how easy these easy questions. Number. The next one is 16. 16 few students. In 16, we have 3x plus 4y equals to, what is it? Equals to 7. And they give you points. 1 point is 1, 2. And the second point is negative 1, 1. And they ask you relation between this. Well, the fastest way is, for instance, the fastest way. For instance, 3, I plug in, this is x, y order pair. 3 times negative 1 plus 4y equals to 7. Negative 3 plus 4y equals to 7 plus 3 plus 3. 4y equals to 10. Divide by 4. It would be 5 over 2 or 2.5. Okay. So generally speaking, what is it? We're supposed to have, if we plug in, if it were, just to explain this schematically, pretend we have a line. And when x equals to -1, what we have here? X equals to -1. It's supposed to be 1 if point belongs to this line. But point equals 2.5 for this x. You can make statement this point is above this line. So far so good. The same manner, if I plug in here 1, this is step number 1. If we plug in 3 times 1 plus 4y equals to 7. I'll get 3 plus 4y equals to 7. -3 minus 3. I get 4y equals to 4. I divide by 4 both parts. And y equals to 1. So pretend when this is x, pretend x equals to 1, y equals to 2. But I get point which is over there. I can make statement this point is below this line. Because a bubble below, what parameter defined? Y. Okay, who understand this 100%, 100? Together with AI, we check homework, and especially new students. You did a great job for the first time. New students who joined here. Some of you just show just answers, which not good. And some new students just miss many questions. Just try to do your best. Try to do your best. Okay, this is not tricky. You started this kind of questions in 7th grade, right? Did you? Linear equations. 8th grade maximum. Okay, next is, it was 16. And now many students ask in this package, let me see, what is it? 21. Really many students ask 21. Let me find this 21. So many questions you can solve using simple sketch. Simple sketch. And try to digest what is given here in 21. In 21, what we have. F of x is function. We have a function f of x given. And f of 2 plus k equals to f of 2 minus k. This is given. In addition, f of -3 equals to 0. For which of the following f of x for which x it's also equals to 0. Well, try to understand what is represented here. Let me make a sketch of this function. Pretend I have Cartesian coordinates. Okay, probably use a little bit on the top. Need more room on the top. And this is 2. 1, 2. Pretend. This is 2. And this is y, origin, and x coordinate. And this is -1, -2, -3. Can you see this from this? If they equal to each other, you understand behind the scene they talking about symmetrical function. Let me illustrate symmetrical function. If this is -3, let me make some function. Doesn't matter how it look like. And pretend is 2 plus k. And this is minus k. And this value would be what? 2 plus k. And this value would be 2 minus k. If I make this, since it's symmetrical, not 100% symmetrical here, I make some adjustment for this. And y coordinate is the same. They said, what is this? This is y coordinate. So function absolutely symmetrical. So far so good? Since you understand this, after the Gugagaga question, look at this. Since function is symmetrical, what is distance from this is line of symmetry? What is this distance equals? 2 minus -3. Delta distance 2 minus -3, which is 5. So if from 2 you go to the left, you get -3. But since function is symmetrical, I add the same 5 to 2. And what value I'll get here, students? 2 plus 5. 7. And local multiple choice. This is 7. Based on symmetry. Okay, who understand this 100%? 100. Sometimes you know expression. One picture worth 1,000 words, right? And Sketch help you a lot on digital SAT. So you have experience, you do it in a few seconds, this question. So practically explain most request questions from the section 2E. And now most request question for 2H. 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 So the first is number 2. Number 2H module. Again, in digital SAT, it's very important not only solve, but solve fast. Remember, last time we had English class, and your score was not impressive at all. So time frame, you have to squeeze time frame. This is module. Too hard. They name it hard, but it's not hard at all. We have 2x. This is number what? Number 2. 2x plus 6 y equals to 5. And ax plus by equals to 7. We name this system with parameters, especially student for Europe. You noticed in all your tests, they have a lot of parameters, much more than we have here in the United States. Some variables, some constant variables, in addition to these depending variables. And the question, they have only one solution. The system has only one solution. Okay, which the following could be the values of A and B? Well, there are three cases for system of equation. Let's make this the group of Cartesian coordinates. I just reminded you that many times. So one, when line not parallel, you have one solution. The second, when you have parallel line and different y-intercept, they have no solution. This is one solution. No solution. Why? Because they never intersects. And the next one, when you have a line, I take different color. And the second line goes on the top of this line. Actually, it's the same line. Any point of one line is a point of another line. Here, infinite set of solutions. Three cases. When they parallel, when their slope are the same. Their slope the same, their slope not the same. What does it mean not the same? This coefficient proportional, this coefficient not proportional. So what we're supposed to have here? 2 over a never equals 6 over b. Because if they were equal, I would get this in this case. Okay? So this statement number one. To understand this one, in order to intersect, they must be not parallel. Now let me check a couple of this. Let's say check A. What we have for A? A equals to 1 and B equals to 3. Let me check. A is 2 over 1 and this is 6 over 3. Check them. There's also 2 over 1. They equal to each other. Garbage. I got either this case or this case. You can say, you can check in the same manner any of this. Let's say C. A equals to 3 and B equals to 8. A is 2 over 3. I compare versus to 6 over 8. I can simplify this by 2. It's the same like 3 over 4. A is 2 over 3 equals to 3 over 4, never. Beautiful. So they're not parallel, and we have case A, and this will be the answer. You see, a few seconds. Who understand this? 100% students. 100. Typical question for many tests. Anastasia, yes, hands down. So you see, many questions you can solve for seconds if you have experience. So the next one is, let me go to next one. Number 6. For 6, we have 7 students, but this is also typical question. Module to H. For 6, we have Cartesian coordinates. We have line which goes through origin, and the second line goes perpendicular to this line. And this is L, this is M, and this is 0, 4. And this is negative 3K. What else? And this is 6, 0. So I will not solve this problem. I will show step. If you need, I will solve. Because here, straightforward. You can easily find slope of any line. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And this, I give you just basic idea. This x2, y2. 0. This x1, y1. Minus 4 divided by 6 minus 0. It would be negative 4 over 6, which is negative 2 over 3. And this is line, slope of line M. Slope of line L is negative reciprocal if they're perpendicular. It would be 3 over 2. Since it goes through the 0, equation of line L equals 3 over 2x. And now, if you plug in instead of xk, it would be negative 9 over 2, which is negative 4.5. So far, so good. Just you have to know lines negative reciprocal if they're perpendicular. So again, I'm going to go through most request questions. After that, if you have a question, you can ask me. It was number. Okay, good. So Houston asked number 9. Number 9. In number 9, you have a parabola. Kind of like this. And you have a line goes through this point. And this is y equals to x squared minus 4. And this is y equals to x plus b. And what they ask you, what the value of b? Well, there is no extra points, no. Step number 1, for parabola, y equals to x squared minus 4 equals to 0. So plus 4 and plus 4. X squared equals to 4. Square root of both sides. X equals to plus minus 2. So this point is negative 2, 0. And this point is 2, 0. So I know this point. since this line goes through the same point, I can write for this line 2x plus b, and I plug in y equals to 0 when x equals to -2. The same like -4 plus 4 and plus 4. B equals to 4. So you have to only find point here. If you have questions, ask me. It was number 9. Many students ask the next one. Wanna find this number. Number 12. So this is one of exercises in the SAT. You're supposed to do semi-automatically. Number 12. When from one formula, you're supposed to get another formula. Using basic rule of math. 12. Only write formula correctly. Okay, kinetic energy. R, this ratio equals M1 plus M2 divided by M1. And they ask you to find M1. Imagine this R of 1. So cross multiplication. R times M1 equals M1 plus M2. So M1 is dependent variable, dependent. Group all this term with M1 to the left part, minus M1 and minus M1. I get RM1 minus M1 cancel out equals to M2. Or factorize M1 times R minus 1 equals to M2. If I divide both part by R minus 1, I get the answer. So from one formula, get another formula. We have a lot of in science, this kind of exercises. Who understand 100% student, this one? 100. You see, so far, no tricky questions here. I do not find any tricky question at all. Okay. Good. Next is number 13. 13. You have a function f of x equals to x squared plus ax minus 10. F of 2 equals to 0. Which the following must be true? Well, look at this. You can do it mentally, this problem. This is quadratic equation with parameter, right? What do you know about quadratic equation? Francois Vieta theorem, right? I show many times how he look like. If I have here, I will show this. It's my colleague sent it from this. They issued a stamp, this one, Francois Vieta, 16th century. And you know, product of two roots equals to this number. If one is 2, the second must be -5, right? So answer is -5 because 2 times -5 equals to -10. The answer is -5. 1 second. Product of two roots always equal this term. Any questions, students? No questions. Okay, let me see where else have questions for this one. 14 many students ask. 14. For 14. What is it? 14. 2a plus, in parentheses, 4a plus 2 times I equals to b minus 10I. Did I write correctly? 4a plus 4a plus 2I equals to b minus 2I. And what do you have to find b? I just remind you how we compare complex numbers. For instance, we have complex number a plus bi, another a1 plus b1i. They equal, complex number are equal when equal their real parts and imaginary parts. This equality of complex number, you remember this, right? If you use like radius vectors, there's supposed to be two radius vectors the same. Now, based on this, only they confuse you, this b instead of a, but who cares? 2a equals to b, and this coefficient supposed to equal to this one. Well, start from here. 4a plus 2 equals to negative 10. Minus 2 minus 2. 4a cancel out equals to negative 12. Divide by 4 both parts. A equals to negative 3. In step number 1. Step number 2, b equals to a. Grab this a, negative 3 over there. It will be 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6. I only use definition of equality of two complex numbers. So far, so good? Good, good, good. So the next one, let me see where how many students. Where how many students? Okay, 19. 19. Let's make a picture. We have a circle. I put here the circle. Okay. We have a circle. And this circle, what is given here? We have a center. Pretend this is center. And we have central angle. Okay. What is given? Theta. This equals to pi over 5. And this arc A, B, the center. What else is given? Okay, and length of minor arc is 3 pi. So this AB equals to 3 pi. This one. Length. What the value of, what is it? What we have to find here? Radius. Right? Radius. Nothing else here. Since we can do it in one line, S equals to R theta. We have angle in radians, just plug in 3 pi, this length of arc equals radius times pi over 5. Multiply both part by 5 over pi. Reciprocal. And you get what? 3 pi times 5 over pi equals to radius. Cancel, cancel, 3 times 5, 15. One line. This is super beautiful formula for many question essay. You can solve it semi-mentally. And this number was 19. So far, so good. Who understand up to this point everything, students? Everything. Okay, good, good, good. Next, couple questions. Typical question is for 20. What we have in for 20? Okay. Well, who will read this text problem? This question is module 240. Anybody? Mubina, please. 20.
In a certain, do you hear me?
Only speak louder, please. Yes, I hear.
In a certain class of 70 students, four out of 7 of the students are boys, and the ratio of students 10 years or older to students less than 10 years is 2 to 3. If 2 out of 3 of the girls are less than 10 years old, how many boys are 10 years old or older?
Thank you. So this is 20. Whatever we have, right? On 19 problem. So what we know from this, write down what is given. Boys to total equals to 4 over 7. What else do we know? Ratio of students greater or equals to 10 years old to a student less 10 years old equals to 2 to 3. What else? 2 over 3 girls. 2 over 3 girls. Less than 10 years old. How many boys greater equals to 10 years old? In addition, there are 70 students. 70 students. So far, so good. Typical question from SAT. Since many questions we solve in seconds, this is a little bit more time consuming. Make a table, make a matrix. What we have here? And put here boys. We have boys. Girls. And total. I don't know in details of this. And we have two categories of students. Greater or equals 10 years old. What else they said? Less than 10 years old. And total. So far so good. So total of total, we have 70 students. Put over there. Why this is given 70 students? This is step number 1. 4/7 boys. This is step number 2. 4/7 times 70 is 10. 40 students boys. How many girls we have? Since 40 boys, right? And total 70. This is step number 3. 70 minus 40, we have 30 girls. Just do rewind step by step. So far, so good. So you can easily, like we did today, explain. If we have greater than 10 to 10, I can write greater than 10 to total. But then this is 2x, this is 3x. Always use scaling factor when you have fractions. Maybe it's 4/6, I don't know. I can write greater than 10 to total would be 2x over 5x. So far, so good. That's why in step number 4, I use 2/5 of total, which is 70. And 5 goes into 70, 14 times. 14 times 2 is 28. What is the total of students who are greater or equals 10 years old? Step number 5. Since you know overall is 70, if from 70 I subtract 28, I get 42 students who are less than 10 years old. Rewind step by step. Now we know what next we know for this one. 2/3 of this amount, this is 6. 2/3 of this amount, of this, right? 3 goes into 30, 10, 20. 20 girls we have less than 10 years old. But since overall we have 30 girls, you can easily find 30 minus 20. You have 10 girls, which are greater or equals 10 years old. Since overall we have 28 students, step number 8. 28 minus 10 is 18. And they ask you this question. In a similar manner, you can find 42 minus 20, but nobody asked this because this is answer. If you practice with this, just follow this table and you can easily get it. Who understand this 100%? 100. And if you use this matrix, you never make mistake. Never. Impossible to make mistake. Because 2/3, you taken in which grade? Now it was, next question, it was 20. Next, really many students ask these questions. Just a second, let me find this one. Let me find this question. 21. 21, let me build a picture. I know, students, we work overtime, but let's spend a few more minutes together. You're at home, you're not supposed to commute anywhere. And I want to be sure that you understand everything. Just a few more minutes, please. So the next, we have to make this nice picture. Good idea if you have compass as well for practicing. Maybe not the best circle, but a good idea. And let me build this similar picture that we have here. Okay, one tangent. Another tangent. And another tangent. Okay, so far so good. And what we know from this? This leg is, they give you letters. Better to follow their letters. Q, P, Q, R. This leg is 4. This is 3. What else is given? What the radius of circle? Radius of circle. If you have a circle, pretend this is the center of circle, right? Where is the center of circle? This is the center. And this radius, you know, tangent always perpendicular to radius of the point of tangency. This radius and this radius. All of them radii. So punch good. Now, if this is 3, this is 4, Pythagorean triple, this is 5. This is step number 1. 3, 4, 5 triangle. Next, if this is square, R and R, opposite sides of square are congruent. If this is R, this is R. So far, so good. If this piece is R, this side is 4 minus R, addition postulate. And you have a theorem. If you have a point outside of a circle and build 2 tangents, distance from this point to point of tangency congruent. So this also 4 minus r. Again, this point beyond of the circle, 2 tangent, and distance between this and this point, and this is point, exactly the same. Well, if this is 3, this piece, this segment must be what? 3 minus r. 3 minus r. Again, I apply the same theorem. If you have the point beyond of this circle and make 2 tangents, distance from this point to point of tangency congruent. And this is 4 minus r. According to the addition postulate, any questions so far, students? From another side, if I add this segment, 3 minus r, plus 4 minus r, I will get 5, because this length of this segment. Combine like terms, you will get 3 plus 4, 7, minus 2r equals to 5. Minus 7, minus 7. Negative 2r equals to negative 2. Divide by negative 2 both parts. R equals to 1. One typical question from many tests, and this is a faster solution. Actually, what I have after building all this, I have only one line of this, so equation of one line. Who understand up to this point everything, students? Evelyn? Okay, good, good, hands down. And probably the last one is left. Where you have many students? I wrote this and this, so let me see, what is it? Let me see what we have here. What number is it? Okay, 22. This is word problem. Who would like to read this? The final problem today. A lot of hands up, right? Hands up who would like to read it. Dmitro, please, Dmitro.
20 grams of a solution P is 10% alcohol and 30 grams of solution O is 20% alcohol by mass. If these two solutions are mixed together, what is percent of alcohol in the mixture? Disregard the percentage sign when writing your answer.
Okay, beautiful reading. Let's go through this problem. Also, all questions typical. This is for this module 2H, number 22. So we have objects. What objects we have? We have solution. The name is solution P, solution Q, and we have mixture. 3 objects, like in object-oriented programming, right? 3 objects and property of these objects. Read what is given here. Unit of measurement, grams of this alcohol. And they provide the second property, percent of alcohol. And this is grams of alcohol. Okay. Now, any question about this? If you notice, many questions we do they like this, like object-oriented programming. 3 objects and 3 properties. The next, incorporate data to this table, to this matrix. You know this is 20 and this is 30. If you combine them together, it's supposed to be 50. Add them up. Now, percent of alcohol. If this is, they said how many? They said 10% of this and 20% of this. And this you don't know. Instantly convert this percent to number. How you convert? You divide by 100, right? Move to the left. It's the same like 0.10 or 0.1. It's the same if you divide by 100, it's 0.2. It's the same like x over 100. You always convert percent to a number. And grams of alcohol, you always multiply these two columns. It would be 0.1 times 20. This 0.2 times 30. And this x over 100 times 50. If you mix this and this, you will get this. Any questions about this step? If you don't have any questions, let's write this equation. 0.1 times 20 plus 0.2 times 30. This you can simplify. This is 1, this is 2. It's x over 2 or 0.5x. Get rid of decimals, multiply by 10. You have 20 plus 2 times 30 plus 5x. This is 60. 20 plus 60 is 80. Equality sign. Equals to 5x. Divide by 5, divide by 5. And this will be what? After division, you get 16%. Because x is here, 16%. Difficult. If you remember for slide prep, we solved hundreds of these questions with percentage, and we did semi-automatically everything. So practically, students, I explain you all most requested questions, except for one more time, emphasize for internship. We remember, we prepare with Dr. Klein and my team all this analysis, what you did. Only question we want to finish because many events occur in this time, right? We finish and we will have meeting, okay, all students who have this internship, and we discuss your results, right? Good. Thank you for reminding, Alyssa. Any questions? So I explain you all without exception, most requested questions. How do you feel about this? Better? My point, if you follow my instruction, what is my instruction is? After class, redo everything. You can look to your notes, what you did, close it, and do a few times, semi-automatically, because next question you will get on this test based on whatever we do here. Nothing new in geometry. Geometry invented, created 3,000 years ago with Euclidean geometry. Nothing new. Okay, just take nice notes and don't forget to send me all your steps, because based on what you're doing here, our AI, we created this AI, help us to analyze and give you some supplementary questions for these materials. So far, so good? Good. So what is your homework? Your homework is today, 24th. Hundreds, it's not this, it's just this one. 24th. Hundreds and hundreds, my students get perfect score, perfect. and 1,000 get close to perfect score. Redo this digital SAT, whatever I give you. Today's. Okay, redo all your mistakes. Number 2. Redo previous dSAT. Which one? I don't specify. You can start from the first one. With timer. So again, for this new test, I'm gonna send you this one. No limitation on time. Try to solve doing all steps like I did today. English class, we have this class. Okay. For English, don't forget to prepare analysis of your test you did in class, plus homework was due for last time. And Dr. James will explain everything. This test I'll send you today after my meetings. Check your emails. Good idea to work every day. You have a vacation right now and practice more. So far, so good, students. Silence. Tired a little bit? Be more energetic. Okay, be strong, be well. Enjoy math.